Hello everybody, this is a reading for Leo. Welcome to the channel. This is just before you do your October readings. I just sort of thought let me just do a quick check-in to see what we still have here for the end of September before it ends. So we're just going to focus on that. Sun, Moon, Rising, Ascending, maybe you're here for your Venus placement, which is love and money, or you're just a general, curious cross-watcher. Whatever brings you here, welcome to the channel. My name is Adrian. I'm a psychic medium. I'm a regression hypnosis practitioner, and this is a general reading for Leo. All right. For everything else, you can read down below in the description. We're going to see, Leo, this card is sticking out for you. We are focusing on what are the things that the universe want to let you know that you're already doing well. So what are you already winning at? So that you know how you can continue with that. And you are winning there with 9 of fire, which is 9 of wands, which is emotions. You are winning, Leo, at creating magic. Like literally, this is you creating magic. I feel that for some of you, this is that sense of almost seeing your own beautiful divine power. So for some of you, maybe you were not in the brightest of light, or maybe you've been practicing some wonderful things, but whatever it may be, sorry, there's a beautiful sense of wonder here, Leo, and it's like the universe is bringing beautiful synchronicities into your life, beautiful little things that happens that maybe you only go to the store for, I don't know, carrots, that sort of thing, and then you get like a whole lot of other wonderful goodies with it as well. You maybe get a free bowl and a carrier bag and a basket and a knife and like a cutting board. You didn't expect any of those things, but there's a sense here of and it's a very earth sort of energy, Leo. So if you've been working with the earth really, really great, or that will be something wonderful for you to do, connect with the earth, grounding, walking barefoot. Maybe if you take like a bath or a shower, imagining that you are washing away all of that which is holding you back, clearing the path for yourself. Maybe keeping like a form of life, like a pet, basically, like a plant. This is wonderful for you. This is a space really of, it's very sort of out with the old and in with the new, Leo. That's a real space of your energy lighting up there so beautifully, which I like so very much, because I think for some of you, you've been doing well and all right and okay, but you haven't really been doing as amazingly as you actually can. And there's a sense of that actually coming about in your life. The magic is busy unfolding for you. This is where you are at the moment, 2 of Pentacles. This is about dynamic change, this is about, let me actually write that down. That is such a beautiful one. This is about dynamic change that is taking about for you, Leo. This is solutions coming to you. This is sort of problems being resolved, issues being resolved, things that were really, really heavily weighing on your energy and maybe making you feel tired and depleted. There is a sense of that. It's almost like a change of scene, basically. It's like the tables are being turned. So this is where things are at the moment, and this is what you'd like to have, or this is the ideal. And it's almost like things are going and they're getting changed for you quite quickly, quite suddenly. You can see it in both of those cards, really, So some of you have been doing really, really fantastic work. You put in the time, you put in the energy, you put in the work, you put a lot in. And for a lot of you, putting a lot in actually meant that you maybe needed to swallow your words sometimes, but there's the most important thing is that there's an incredible change that's happening for you at the moment. And it's a change of prosperity. It's a beautiful change of prosperity. Okay? So you've got an influence there with the world, and this is obviously makes sense with the world crossing there, the 2 of Pentacles, because the reason why things are beginning to change, I want you to think of the soul journey or life through. Now life is obviously one ongoing flow, but think of it almost like in segments, almost like when you grow up as a child. You go to kindergarten. I didn't go to kindergarten. I was homeschooled until I went to primary school, not the point, but kindergarten or homeschool, primary school, if you're in the US or one of those places, middle school and then high school, or like we have in South Africa, primary school and high school, and then you go onwards and then you go either to college or life, or you go travel to Europe or whatever it is that you are doing. This is a cycle that has ended and there's a new cycle beginning. Some of you can have a sense of excitement sort of bubbling up within you, and you're not quite sure what it's for, you know. This is the knowing of the soul, the excitement that the soul gets that you're about to go to that next level. You may not know what it is, but you know that it's coming. Okay. In your foundation, for some of you, there could be wonderful offers that are coming through for you at the moment. I want to clarify this particular one, but you could be having things that are coming here through for you at the moment. It could be love, it could be an offer, but I feel that for some of you, it almost places you in a space that's a little bit contrived, because whereas your focus might be moving onwards and maybe moving outwards, maybe a sense of moving, you know, physical moving for some of you. It could be like moving a department. For some of you, it's physical movement, you know, almost like, say, maybe that promotion or whatever that you wanted to get that you're now getting, and you're like, I don't actually know if I want it. All right, let's get you a card just for that. We got 3. Okay. You got the 7 of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the 9 of Cups. Now, before I make this statement, I just wanna obviously remind all of you all that this is a general message, but there might be a sense here of something that you might be concerned about. That sort of, you know, like when you get that funny feeling in your stomach sometimes, you're not for sure, should I do this or shouldn't I do this? And I feel that for some of you, what I'm speaking about, this is a sense of taking a new risk, taking a new chance, doing something different. It does sort of involve stepping out of your comfort zone, but I feel you being quite keen for that. And I feel that that will actually pay off really, really well. So even though you might have this invitation at the moment, you're in your foundation, now this could go 2 ways. And it's almost like whichever way you go, it's going to work for you. You can either stay where you are, and that will actually work out really, really well for you. Or you can leave, and that will also work out really, really well for you. This is more like multiple opportunities coming up that take you sort of in the same direction, you know. I think sometimes as humans, because obviously with our, you know, our left and our right sort of brain hemispheres, which does sort of operate in opposition, sometimes we feel like if you've got 2 choices, then one has to be a better choice than the other one, but not necessarily, you know. It's like driving from wherever your home is, driving, walking, taking the bus, taking a bike, taking a scooter bike, a skateboard, whatever, taking a dog for a walk. If this is where you are and this is where you need to go, there's usually more than one way to get there. And the one might be more preferable to the other, but it doesn't necessarily make one wrong and one right. You know, so this is a space that life is actually giving you multiple opportunities, that it's almost saying like, well, you know, some of you might have had some concerns about moving, physically moving, you know, or even departments, or maybe like a different floor from this side of the floor to that side of the floor, that sort of thing. And this is where life is saying to you, well, you can have the same thing where you are as well. So I just also want to give you this opportunity. But whichever road you take, they both lead to success. Okay. There was some confusion there in the recent past for some of you, where this is a space where you feel so ready, you know you've got this, you know you can do this, you know that, you know, like you're ready, sort of things like it burning inside of the soul, but it just feels like the right time is not coming about, the right opportunities and those sort of things are not coming about. And so that is what brought you towards where you currently are. So you can see there that you went from a space that might have felt a little bit stuck to a space where things is now beginning to turn for you. And for some of you, you know, even though you're obviously a very dynamic soul, Leo, for some of you, changes could feel like they're happening a little bit fast, you know, almost like, you know, like you're going downhill with that sort of cart, and, you know, the horse is just running and you don't have control over the reins, and there's like apples at the back and they might roll over, and very medieval. But some of you might be feeling a little bit like that. And this is what the universe wants to let you know with the High Priestess. If you can just focus on getting your energy in balance at this moment, just do that. Whatever energy practice you do, praying, walking, meditating, running, I don't know, dancing on your roof, whatever is going to balance your energy, focus on that, okay? And going forward, there's a strengthening that's happening within you. I feel that even going forward, It's almost like there's a quick change that happens for you, and then there's a little bit of a slowdown, not a bad one, but a little bit of a slowdown where you sort of like learn certain lessons, and then things move forward for you again. Overall energy, you've got the Nine of Swords. This could be feeling very overwhelmed. Some of you could be holding on to, it could be things, but I get people specifically that you know that you've got to let go. Okay, cards all over the place. Those are too many. I'm going to put those back. Let's see what we have over here. Divine intervention. This is what Source wants to let you know. If God could send you an email, Ace of Wands, it's letting you know your heart is opening, encouraging you to open your heart. You are encouraged to have faith. You are encouraged to be open to the idea, literally, that things can work out better, so much better than you actually imagine. This is a divine intervention coming through here for you. And the reason why it's coming through is because your heart has started to open, because you're going to this new space. Remember, the universe is proactive. It's going to give you everything that you need before you need it. Granted, you are in the energetic space to be able to receive that. Because remember, life can only give you that which you are, which you are a receptor for. It can only give you that. It can't give you more than that. And even our time, they went on 11/11, new beginnings. So new beginnings is definitely offered here to you, but you are encouraged, Leo, to open your heart, to have faith, to have trust, to almost like if you want to imagine that it's a light that's beaming from your soul, like where your heart is, beaming it all out into the universe. All right? Speak to life. Speak to Source. Say what it is that you'd like to have, what it is that your heart desires. I feel that for some of you, there's with your overall energy there being that Nine of Swords, there's a space here of suffering in silence. But also that suffering in silence could be about things that you actually don't need to be suffering about in the first place. All right. I know that like some of you might say, how dare I even say that? But that's what's coming up. So that's what I'm going to have to give you. All right. So it might be time to maybe revisit your priorities again, and just to find out if your priorities haven't maybe shifted, and maybe it's time for you to shift your perspective to see things in a different way. Okay. Because what might be happening, and you might not be aware of it, with the Page of Pentacles in reverse, some of you might be focusing on what is not working, and it's almost like there's an idea that's sitting there on the sort of like the border of your mind, of your consciousness, that wants to come through and wants to say, Leo, this is the way, this is the thing, this is what is going to work for you, this is what you want to know. But when we focus too much on other things, we can't get that message even when it's right there. And I feel that for some of you that might be happening. Okay. Let's see, let's grab you two more cards from the top of the deck and the bottom of the deck. Oh, that's nice. Okay, that one wants to come out in the middle, so we're going to take it. At the bottom of the deck, though, we've got the Five of Cups. Again, this could be focusing on things in the past that, yes, they may have hurt you, I get that. But, if you can't change it, you can't change it. But remember, you are the only person who has control in your mind. And people can only really, sort of get space in your mind if you let them get space. All right. They can only hurt your feelings if you let them hurt your feelings, because you are the one that gets to decide. It's your mind, and you are the one that gets to decide what happens in this mind, which is so important, because whatever happens up here affects your entire experience of life, because it's created from here. So you want to really tend that garden. Okay. In the hopes and fears, we've got the Justice card. Some of you might be a little bit afraid to shine here, where, and I get this. This happens sometimes, and here's a comparison that I like to make with this, for example. When I teach people manifestation, and I'm and sort of like opening your mind and psychic development, and I've got coaching like that actually coming up in October and November. It's 8 weeks, psychic development. It's on my Facebook page, and there's a link in the description to my Facebook page if you're interested in that. There's also a link for my detailed online tarot reading course. But you know what happens sometimes, Leo, is let's say that you're a poor person and your dream was to become a doctor. You wanted to be a GP. So you work hard, you get good grades, you get a bursary, or whatever it is that you are getting, you go study, you become a GP. 20 years down the line, you're horribly depressed because say maybe somebody else got chosen to maybe be sort of like chief of staff or ward manager or something like that, and you've worked really hard and you feel like what's the point of anything, but then you may have forgotten that your goal was just to become a doctor, and you've been a doctor for 20 years now and you forgot that. All right, so what I recommend is that you set certain things that you would know that you reach that next level when you reach this, and you know when you reach the next level when you reach that, so like manifestation sort of checkpoints, because I feel that for some of you, you may have worked really hard and you may have already arrived at where it is that you would like to arrive to, but you may not actually realize that, because remember, life is always going to have problems. That's just life. There's always going to be stuff, but if you can look at it, that's when it can change for you, and you've got there the devil as your outcome. This is freedom, this is release. So as you can look at, where did I put this now? If you can still look at what are the parts in your life that you maybe need to, have balance. That is how you get this release. Because for some of you, you might feel that no matter how hard you work, that there's almost like something that's blocking your way. There's something that's blocking your way is you. And the way that you unblock it is to look at what is it that I can maybe change, which areas in my life is there not balanced yet? Am I speaking up for myself? Am I standing up for myself? What is my verbiage inside of my mind? Is there maybe areas that I let slip that I know that I shouldn't be letting slip, that I should maybe address? Maybe habits that you have, maybe recreational habits that you know that you need to let that go. And recreational habits doesn't have to be, that you are crack at or anything like that. Maybe you're drinking too much coffee, which contrary to popular belief actually has a negative impact on our energy as opposed to a positive impact. All right. Even though I love coffee, I won't even deny that. So look at that. All right. Because there's beautiful balance that's available here for you, Leo. Let's see what message we have for you from the universe. So we got the Seven of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Moon. Yeah, again, don't be a slave to your emotions, all right? For some of you, you've got wonderful, bright ideas, but I feel that for some of you, on a idea, for some of you, it's almost like you're trying to bypass something, and this can be difficult because sometimes there is that chat that we need to have with our mother or our partner or sibling or friend, our boss. It can be very hard, but remember, and this is such a big reminder with the moon there, you, beautiful Neptune energy, your emotions determine your experience of life. Not so much your actions or what you have or what you don't have, because you are an energetic being that is interacting with energy, and whatever you give out is what your experience is going to be. So there is a little bit of a serious one, Leo, but there is a warning there to be sure that your thoughts don't actually become your downfall. Okay. Let's see what we've got for you in an oracle message. Ooh, this came right through. Divine Temple Source. This is letting you know that you're not alone. Some of you may feel alone and feel that you have to, carry a lot of sort of like responsibility on your shoulders. But this is letting you know that you really do got it. And you can ask him for help. Ask the universe to come in and to support you. All right? It reminds you that you are the source of your life. And if you don't like where you're happy at your life at the moment, and you can see that you don't like where you're happy, look at that and know that that same energy that created whatever it is that you don't like, that same energy can create what you do like. It's entirely up to you. The ball's literally in your court. Okay? And use it to your benefit, because everybody on this planet deserves that. All right, sending you love, and if it resonates with you, you place your hand on your heart, take a nice deep breath, claim that for yourself. And if it resonates, I'd really appreciate you liking the video, because it helps my channel to grow. And if you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, then you obviously know when your readings are coming out as well. From my heart, namaste, love and light. See you next time.